What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another video on the channel. And in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys my Week 3 power ranking. So if you guys are new to the channel or the series, be sure to like and subscribe, as it does help out a lot. And yeah, let's just jump right into this. So, coming in at number 10, well, first of all, I think I should talk about, this week wasn't as weird as Week 1 in my opinion, but it was still pretty weird. So yeah, a lot of upsets this week. Also, a lot of favorites that will narrowly winning. Without further ado, I think we should just jump right into this. So number 10, I have the Las Vegas Raiders, not Oakland anymore. I don't know. The Raiders have really been a shock to me. Pretty sure a shock to everyone who's not a Raiders fan, because they beat two playoff teams to start the season, the Ravens and the Steelers. So, that's pretty impressive. Derek Carr looks really, really good. So that's good for the Raiders, I guess, if Derek Carr can carry that team to the playoffs. Their defense actually looks pretty good. They forced two fumbles on Lamar Jackson. And their offensive line is definitely still a work in progress, but they show that they have good weapons outside, and they're once they get Josh Jacobs back, that offense will be pretty complete. Number 9, I have the Cleveland Browns. So I think I had the Browns at number 10 or something last week. I moved them up one spot, but it's you're playing the Texans, right? You're meant to blow the Texans out, and well, you didn't blow the Texans out, so. I don't know if I can move you up that high, because, even though you got a win, you beat the freaking Texans. So, is it even really a win? So yeah, I just kept the Browns right where they were. I feel like they played good. And I really like the running game. It's just I didn't think that they deserved to be moved up. Number 8, I have the Seahawks. I still think the Seahawks are a very good team. They just had a little bit of a meltdown in that game against the Titans, and you'll notice that I don't have the Titans on my in the top 10 or even on my honorable mentions, because I don't think the Titans are that good of a team. But yeah, that was just Derrick Henry beating the Seahawks, nothing else. It's tough, but I still think that especially the offense played very well, and the defense, especially in the first half, was bottling up Derrick Henry. So there were some bright spots to this game. It's just that they completely melted down towards the end. Okay, number 7, I have the 49ers. So here's the thing: the 49ers. That was a narrow victory against the Eagles. Okay, narrow victory. Now I still like their team because I still like their defense, and I think that even with all of the running backs out, they still should be able to at least be able to decently run the ball. And Jimmy G is a good game manager. But yeah, that was concerning. The Lions almost coming back on them, and the Eagles almost beating them. Yeah, watch out for the 49ers, because I had them as my NFC champions in my predictions. But I'm getting scared, because this team is not on par with the team in 2019, even though it's practically the same team. So, yeah, I have them at number 7 for now, but I'd watch out for them if I were you, because they could drop down these rankings very quickly. Number 6, I have the Rams. So the Rams, they also played a pretty ugly game. Now, it was against the Bear team and the Colts, so there is that. But really, if Carson Wentz didn't get injured again, they probably would have lost this game. So, yeah, that is a little bit concerning. The defense still forced a turnover. Jalen Ramsey iced the game with a pick. So, yeah, the defense, there are some bright spots to it, but the offense, it definitely is explosive. I just don't feel like the running game is too good, so you're relying on Matthew Stafford to carry your offense, which, can have its downsides. He threw a pick in this game. So, yeah, I'm going to have the Rams at number 6, but, they can definitely move up as the season goes along. They just have to show me more. Number 5, I have the Bills. Yeah, that was a defining victory versus the Dolphins, and even when Tua was in the game, I mean, yeah, there was no stopping them, and I mean, even without Tua, they scored 35 points against the defense, and that has nothing to do with Tua, because Tua is the quarterback. Also, I feel like, yeah, Tua really wouldn't have done too much, and the Bills showed, or they bounced back against the Week 1 loss against the Steelers and showed that, yes, they are a Super Bowl contending team. And, I mean, they blew out the Dolphins. Even if it was Jacoby Brissett, I mean, the Browns played the Texans, and they only won by 10 points, and the Bills blew out the Dolphins. So, yeah, I'm going to have them at number 5. Okay, number 4, I have the Ravens, who previously, I think, like, dropped all the way down to number 8. I'll put them at number 4. I think that they're a pretty good. I mean, they played a really good game. Now, you know, that game was a roller coaster. Like right from the start, Lamar Jackson threw a pick 6, and then I mean, their touchdown, man, like their first touchdown probably shouldn't have been a touchdown, and if it wasn't a touchdown, then they wouldn't have won the game. They got a little bit lucky, but I mean, it is what it is. It's just how the football bounces sometimes, and they came away with the dub against my previous number 1 team from last week, so that has to count for something. Lamar Jackson played very, very, very well, and I mean, he showed that he can, 1, play from behind in this game, 2, against a very explosive offense, and 3, go head-to-head with Patrick Mahomes and win and match his points. So, yeah, that was very impressive by the Ravens, and especially Lamar Jackson, and I have them at number 4. Now, number 3, I have the Cardinals, who came away with a narrow victory against the Vikings, but, yeah, I don't know. I feel like the Cardinals are the team to beat right now in the NFC West. They are just, that offense with Kyler Murray is just so good with all those weapons. And, you don't even really need a good offensive line when you have Kyler Murray at quarterback. And then, on the defensive side, I mean, that pass rush is scary with Chandler Jones and J.J. Watt. And because they have such a good pass rush, it helps their secondary out because the quarterbacks that they play have less time to throw. So, yeah, I feel like the Cardinals, while they do have some flaws, they, cover those flaws up by exceeding and, succeeding and excelling in in the most important aspects of the football game, which is quarterback, weapons, and pass rush. So yeah, I'm gonna have them at number 3. Number 2, I have the Chiefs. I wouldn't take too much of the loss from the Ravens. The Ravens are a very good team after all, and I still think that the Chiefs will easily win the AFC West. But concerning things, I mean, Patrick Mahomes had a chance to go down and win, and then he threw a pick, so that is definitely concerning. Though I'm not going to say that Patrick Mahomes is a bum now because he threw one pick in his first pick in September in his whole career. So yeah, I mean they're still a very good team, even though they lost last week, and I still believe very highly in the Chiefs. I just moved them down 1 spot. Honorable mentions, I have the Packers. I mean, you beat the Lions, so I can't really move you too high up for that, especially since, that first half was absolutely, well, it wasn't absolutely abysmal, but, you were losing to the Lions after the first half. What are you doing? So I'll keep them at honorable mentions, though they definitely do have the chance to catapult back up into the top 10. I also have the Steelers, who dropped out after they lost to the Raiders, but I still think that, I mean, if they have TJ Watt there playing the full game, also Tyson Alualu, they probably win that game with the pass rush that they generate with those 2 players. And yeah, I mean, that defensive line and that pass rush was surely missing both of them. And if they did have them, they'd probably beat the Raiders. So yeah, I wouldn't overreact too hard. I just dropped them out of my top 10. The Patriots, yeah, I elevated them to an honorable mention. I feel like that was very impressive. Getting 4 turnovers, 4 picks against the Jets. And they blew out the Jets. Now, again, don't take too much away from it because it's the Jets. But, yeah, 4 turnovers, 4 picks. That was very impressive. And then the Panthers. I The Panthers are in my honorable mentions. Yeah, they look very good, especially the offense. And I mean, they just blew out the Saints, who previously just blew out the Packers. So that has to count for something, right? And yeah, I think that the Panthers actually could be the sleeper team in the NFC. And I also wanted to touch on one more team. I wouldn't put them in honorable mentions, but the Broncos. So, I mean, the Broncos have beat bad teams so far, so I don't really know what to make of them. But I mean, against the teams that they're playing, they look good. Now, I want to see them against like actual like good teams. Where Teddy B has to come from back from behind. But, I mean, right now, the Broncos also look like a pretty good football team. I just don't have them in my honorable mentions. And number one, obviously, is going to be the Buccaneers. What more should I say? It's the Buccaneers. Tom Brady's playing amazing. They blew out the Falcons. I mean, it's the Falcons, but with the Chiefs losing, I mean, they had to move up to number one since they were the number 2 team last week. And yeah, they just are a very complete football team, and I would not be surprised at all if they repeat and go back to the Super Bowl. So anyways, that is going to do it for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy, and if you guys did, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Too easy!